Miss Amber, how are you doing today?
What's up, darling? Oh
Man.
man.
Y'all,
What's
hey, y'all
what's going
tap that
on?
screen. Tap that screen
What's
for
going
me,
on?
please. Tap that screen. Share the live. Listen, this is what I'm really here for today. I already know how I think. I know how a lot of men think. I'm here to find out, fellas. We about to find out like what these women are really looking for these days, okay? Because when I see a black woman getting married, and she's happy, but then you seeing stuff like this. God forbid a man post me online and tell the world he got me at a discount. You seeing black women say, why would he purposely do the bare minimum? Why would he not do his best? Why would she accept it? Why? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. They are lazy and cheap and don't want to spend money on women. They want the most they can get for the least amount of money and effort. Ladies, y'all know what? Before I talk to her, I want to know, ladies, none of y'all can go into Wells Fargo. None of y'all can go into Chase Bank. None of y'all can go into Bank of America, whoever you bank with, if you got a bank account. None of y'all can go into any of these establishments right now and like tell them to like write you a check because you don't work there. You don't get compensated from them because you don't work for them. But a man that don't know you from a can of paint, he's supposed to like for some reason blow the bag on you. He's supposed to like take you here, there, and yonder. He's supposed to buy you this, that, and the third. I'm just curious. Miss Amber, are you ready? Are you ready to answer these questions?
Hold on. No, but
Okay.
before we get to the questions, man, like you've seen my content, and I just think it's funny. I happen to be on my second page when you have this controversial topic right now. But I just want to say a few things before you ask me
Go
questions.
ahead. Go ahead.
There was so much going on in like the slides and everything that no one is even paying attention. So I think you said he's an IT engineer, right? Or
Yeah,
something like that.
he's a cybersecurity engineer.
But somehow that means he's broke because he didn't feel pressured by his woman. Because I looked it up, and an IT engineer makes in the U.S. makes anywhere from low end 65,000 to 165,000. And Vic mentioned that. You mentioned the fact that he didn't say he wasn't spending money. He said he didn't feel pressured to.
Pressure,
But
right?
exactly, and no
That's
one's
what I'm
paying
reading is
attention to that.
fundamental, Miss Amber. But all these women, these black women saw, oh, he said I wasn't pressured, and they just all I guess that means that he didn't do it, but he clearly said he wasn't pressured to do any of those things.
Which is a
Don't worry about it.
big difference because so many men today feel like they are pressured by women to do all this and to meet some ridiculous standard. I'm going to piss some people off and I don't care. Also, someone in your comments had mentioned, oh, his friend bought a ring, so he wasn't ready. What man is going to propose when they are not ready and don't want to? And second of all, I don't know how you guys are with your friends and everything, but would you really loan money, that amount of money to someone that you know was not good for it?
Right.
Think about it. Ain't no way in hell. Because wedding rings cost anywhere from what, 3,000, 5,000 more? Maybe, hey, your friend saw something like, hey, I know how you feel about her. Let me help you out. You didn't buy it today, but this is what you need to do. He's like, all right, bet. It makes sense. I got you. Like, like that's how I interpret that, but it is what it is. And people don't have to agree. That's fine. And someone else in the comments said something like, oh, you're supposed to be putting your best foot forward on a date. So Vic mentioned this, that women only see the value in men when it comes to their money. So you mean to tell me that you can't see any value and he can't put his best foot forward with conversation and getting to know who he is? Oh, I'm a pick me. There it is. First person. I knew it
Right,
was going to come up.
right,
I knew it was
right.
going to come up. I knew it was going to be there. But like, these are the things that I want people to start to break down when they see situations like
That's
this.
all that
It doesn't
matters,
have
Miss
to be a
Amber.
one-sided mentality, but no one is looking at it that way. So, but go ahead with the questions, man, because I'm not staying long.
Yeah, okay. And just answer them honestly, Miss Amber. Just answer them honestly. So the first question is, would you be receptive to a man meeting you in the Popeyes parking lot to eat and have discussion in the car for a first date? Why or why not?
So, I'm going to give two answers for this based on relating to the topic. The fact that he canceled on her twice, I wouldn't have gone,
Right.
hands down. And so, the fact that, okay, he's like, hey, I got a few minutes. I'm in a Popeyes parking lot. To me, didn't really seem like a genuine interest. It was like, hey, what's up? So I wouldn't have gone based on
Mind you,
that
because
alone.
she told him like he had called her. He's probably gonna cancel again, but she said, "Hey, if you cancel on me again, Like, I'm not ever gonna talk to you again. So he's like, okay, just meet me over here right now.
Yeah. Because so based on that alone, it just seemed like he wasn't that interested, and things happened to work out where they made a good connection and got along, which is great. But for me personally, no. It'd be like, oh, you canceled twice, and now, oh, now you have some spare time, 10 minutes. Hey, I'm around the corner, meet up. No, that's me though.
Right.
So,
And I respect that. So second question is, would you want a man you met on a dating app to move into your house within 6 months?
ooh, um, for me personally, it's weird. Like if that connection is there, then that connection is there. You know that. I would never demand that because she said that after what, a month of him becoming her man or something,
Yeah.
right? To me, I believe at 6 months is when you have enough time to really know a person and their personality and their intentions, because everyone puts up a facade the first couple of months because they want to be appealing to you.
Right.
you know so I never would have made that initiation like, hey, we've been dating for a month, 6 months, you need to move in, because now that creates pressure. Instead of taking it, it kind of takes away from getting to know a person and seeing how they truly are.
Yeah, because I asked because, like, women online and shoot, even in the comments, they all saying like she must have been desperate for you to have just met a man, like, and you met him on Hinge, you met him on a dating app, and you already want him to move in with you within 6 months. You telling him like, I want you to move in with me within 6 months. Warner, what's good, Warner? They saying like she must have been desperate.
Yeah. And I understand that certain situations like that tend to work for people and they're married for 15, 20 years. And that's amazing, but that's not the majority. Okay. So everyone likes to put in, oh, it happened for me. It happened for my best friend. That's amazing. I love that. I'm happy for you. That's just not the majority.
Right.
Okay. And people lose sight of that. So,
Okay. Does a man who had been divorced for 10 years dating five women at once, because remind you, um he was also in, like, he was also dating five other women. So does a man who had been divorced for 10 years dating five women at once, moving in with a woman he met on a dating app in 6 months, and having his friend buy his engagement ring, signal red flag to you? Why or why not?
not necessarily, only because he was interested in her. That's why these things proceeded the way that they did. And that's why he was like, you want me to move in? Okay. I'm going to marry. My friends got a ring for me. Yeah, I'm going to marry this woman. Women date around two until you find the one. Okay. Men do it all the time, but they're very selective. They're not going to settle down with just anybody. They have to actually want to be with that person. They're going to sleep with you all day, every day,
Right.
because they can.
Right.
But they're not going to marry. They're not going to want to marry those five women. And there's a reason that he didn't, and he didn't
Right.
commit to them. And there's a reason he said, okay. She asked him to get rid of the five women, and he did.
Right.
So,
Okay. So, and this next question is pertaining to you. I'm not asking you how you feel. Most women, this is pertaining to you specifically, Miss Amber. Is your respect, tolerance level, and love for a man for sale? So, in other words, I'm asking you, can all of those things be bought pertaining to you? Hey, June,
no,
they can't be bought.
no. You're saying based on whatever he has, like his finances and how, like, say it again.
Yeah. So the question is your respect, tolerance level, and love for a man for sale?
No, I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna respect you based on how I feel about you and based on how you treat me, not what your income says. So,
Okay. Do you expect and or want a man to spend money on you while you're dating? If so, how frequently and to what level should he be spending money on you? I
so
got
I
some Ray-Bans on right now. You got on some nice shades. I know you do well for yourself. I'm sure you like nice things. You like to get your nails done. You like to get your hair done. You just got a tattoo recently. You might like to go get some drinks, with the girls every, two Friday, two Saturday nights a month. So if you're dating a man, whether y'all are in a relationship or whether y'all are like, just like kicking it and talking to each other currently, do you want and or expect him to spend money on you? And if so, How frequently should he be spending money on you, and what level should he be spending money on you?
I never really equated to like a certain amount that needs to be spent on me. And I have never pressured any guy into buying me, or I've never even had to ask. If a guy has spent money on me and given me money to do whatever, it's because he wanted to. In a relationship, I believe it's like, hey, I treat my man this day, this night, whatever, and he does the same. And it's not complicated. I don't have those expectations because I was already doing everything before you came into my life. You know, getting my hair done, doing whatever, and spending money on whatever. I can still do it for myself. If you want to give money, that's fine. But nowadays, it's just like we were talking earlier, like women equate that to their value,
Right.
and it's
Uh,
unfortunate. And this is like a lot of men feel like they're not actually valued as men or respected. Mike, Larry, shut your ass up. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of men, I know a lot of men say they don't feel valued or respected. Like I've talked to so many men, they've been on my platform about this, because women just see dollar signs and they feel like, okay, you need to spend this much on me because to show that you really care. You can have a great date and not spend money. You can have a date at home, you know, in your backyard, have it all decorated, do whatever. And that's just me speaking before people start coming at me. But yeah, I know you're going to get the women in here to talk about like they need to buy everything. You need to fly me out and all that nonsense
yeah,
because that's the topic right now, flying people out.
yeah, because there's gonna be women that are gonna come up here and like no, and listen, like there's nothing wrong. Listen, like you said, especially the way their whole situation happened in the restaurant in the parking lot. I can understand if a woman, doesn't want to do that, but there's also a woman that is like, okay, I know this is our first date, and I know we've only probably talked like one or two or three times, but our first date needs to be at Hibachi. Our first date needs to be at the steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already need to be sending me cash apps. You need to be buying me materialistic things. Okay, you can't give me a Coach bag or an LV bag. Give me a Michael Kors bag or something. Like you need to be spending some sort of money on me. And like you said, Miss Amber, I'm a young man, and I'm not in this mindset anymore. But I know there's other men that are 25 and younger that they're early in their careers and stuff. But when it comes to dating, they feel like they need to be making a certain amount of money, or they feel like they need to be spending money on women to even, like you said, be even considered to be valuable. Not to be
Mm-hmm.
valuable, to even be considered. Like if
Yeah.
you not opening your wallet, bro, you feel like you're not even gonna be considered. So I gotta make sure. Like I said, I'm not in that mind state. Like I'm not spending money on no chick just because. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
want to spend money on a girl, I'm gonna spend money because I want to spend money on her and I really like her and I'm doing it for a reason. But
Yeah.
all this stuff that they talking about on the internet and that these girls really want in real life, I'm not doing that. I'm not a simp. I'm not like no, I'm not going for any of that. But yeah.
And, and real quick before I go, like we need to keep having these conversations because a lot of people in your comments like, why are we still talking about this? Because there's a big disconnect in dating when it comes to dating and relationships. Men and women think differently, and they will continue to think differently until the end of time. The thing is, we need to actually listen to what the other person is asking and saying they want and need. And I think once we can get to that place, there's a better understanding. But right now, we're not there. So and
Let me,
like,
before you go, Miss Amber, let me ask you though.
what's
What
up?
what do you think? What do you think? Like most like modern women really value? Like I'm 25. Like women my age, even like women 30 and under. Do you think a lot of these women like are really like valuing a man for his character and his personality and who he is, or do you think it is more so about what do you have and what can you possibly do for me? What can you possibly? Because when I hear women say provider nowadays, like like if you're dating a man that's a minimalist or a man that doesn't have it like that. So if we go out on a date, we might only be able to go out on a date like one Friday, one Saturday a month because but all the other activities that we're gonna do, they're gonna be moneyless activities. Like we're gonna watch Netflix, we're gonna watch HBO, like we're gonna go for a walk, like we're gonna go hiking. Like I don't think a lot of women is interested in doing that. But what do you think as a woman?
I think that there are a lot of modern day women with a modern day mindset that want a traditional man, and it's not going to work because they're on two different levels. And the modern day woman is not ready to meet the traditional man on where he wants her to be at, and it has nothing to do with, like, her accolades or anything and her finances. It's a different mindset. It's a level of respect, communication, valuing. And a lot of women, from what I've seen just on social media and whatnot, feel like a lot of men today lack leadership, and they don't want to be involved. And especially when you have a lot of content creators who are pushing the "I don't need a man"
Right,
mentality. I'm a strong, independent woman.
right.
And you start hearing that, and that starts to corrupt your mindset. And I'm just saying, and ladies, when I say that, it goes both ways for men as well, because men like the Fresh and Fit podcast and so forth that have this mentality that women ain't shit. People, when you start consuming so much of this content that is only pushing one narrative, it starts to poison your mind and becomes toxic. Okay, so I hope that you limit the content you consume, especially when it's only pushing one narrative that doesn't benefit anybody and doesn't help find a solution of bringing people together. Because that's what people like Fresh and Fit podcasts and all those other content creators and female content creators are pushing. They're only pushing a specific narrative. So I just want you to be mindful of that. Um, and something, so I
And
wanted to
before
address
you
something
go
else that
though,
someone said.
like this is the thing though, and that's why I'm big on data and statistics. Like in 2021, both the black man and black woman, their both average earnings was just under $42,000.
Mm-hmm.
So women be on the shade room, and they be on these blogs, and like these women want to look up to the girlfriends and the baby mamas and the wives of these athletes and entertainers. But I always tell them in the most respectful way, like 99.9% of y'all, that is not going to be a reality for you.
Yes.
You're not going to be like, taking private jets, going on vacations to exotic locations. You're not going to be spontaneously traveling. You're not going to be riding in exotic cars. Like, that's not going to be a reality for a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
You might be able to sleep with some of those men because they'll definitely sleep with you. But as far as being the one that's going to be able to like really benefit on a daily basis for years and like really be able to live that life, that's not going to be a reality for a lot of you. A lot of you are going to be with a man that's kind of on the same socioeconomic status level as you. You are going to work. You are going to be paying bills. You and your husband are going to be y'all going to have your retirement plan, and hopefully y'all get a house. Hopefully you pay your house off, and that's going to be the reality for y'all. A lot of y'all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. I'm not trying to. That's the truth. So y'all can look up to these baby mamas and these wives and athletes. And this is my thing, Miss Amber. One day is I'm strong, independent woman, but then this next day it's like I want a man to pay all my bills. So I'm just confused. What is going on? What do y'all want? And
Exactly.
let's talk about the reality. What percentage of men can really even what percentage of men can really provide this lifestyle that y'all want?
Mm-hmm.
If the average black man and the average black woman is just making under $42,000, you're really not going to be in a relationship with a man that can pay 100% of the bills. So we just got to start living in reality and stop falling into this big old fairy tale.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And also real quick before I go, ladies and gentlemen, when we have these conversations and these topics, when we say things like women and men, yes, we don't mean every single woman and every single man. We're just not going to stop every 3 seconds and say some men, some women.
Right.
Because there's new people coming in and out. We're not going to do that. So, yes, Ashley, it may not pertain to you and your group of friends, okay, when we say men and women as a whole. We're just saying it that way because it's just easier instead of saying some, most, every 5 seconds.
Right.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mr. I
Thank
appreciate you.
you,
Always love.
Noble. Have a
All right.
good
You have a
day.
good one.
Bye.
Y'all tap that screen. I'm about to be here.